Look, Chris Brown denies cocaine addiction. The man say, despite what y'all think, what the rumors are, he is not doing no booger sugar. He's not hooked on anything. It's all natural. Fam, y'all got to stop this. Stop playing with Chris Brown. Yeah, stop playing with Chris Brown. He's one of the best artists of this time. Drop it in the comments. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. And that man came out the womb like that with way too much energy. It ain't the coke, fam. It ain't. Now I can't say he don't mess with that white girl, like Pimp C say, snort some white girl up off your titty. That might be his shit, but his music is not powered by the cocaine, fam. He is not. Now I know when he be doing them dance moves, some of them dance moves be powered by whippets. I be asking myself, how is he moving like that? You know what I mean? But yeah, this all bullshit. He gave a fan 10K in a new car. That's the news, fam. That's the news. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. NBA YoungBoy releasing a new mixtape with DJ Khaled. Deshaun, 13 tracks. Kevin Gates is the only feature. Now I see why Kodak Black say fuck DJ Khaled. Ain't rocking with him. Look, man, he already released the first single, Rack Shit, off the mixtape. The shit was lackluster. I like YB, but what he's trying to do here, you know what I mean? It's just not correlating, fam. It's just not, it's not coming to fruition. That little vision that he has. He changed up his whole little voice on Rack Shit. It just wasn't what it was, man. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Now, DJ Khaled is always going to bring out the softer side of the artist. The softer side. Look, man, could have kept this shit. From what I'm hearing right now, fam, go back in that studio and make some shit, Top. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. It ain't hidden right now like it was. You're a grown man, fam. You got to find some subject matter. You got to find some subject matter. Point blank, period. All that other type of shit, man, leave that shit alone. That ain't you. In fact, it may have never been you. You were just subjected to that shit because you came from the BR. Yeah, out of that bitch now. Rap about something different. Drop it in the comments, man. It's Scars from the Playground. Kendrick Lamar damn album surpasses 10 billion streams on Spotify. Look, this was released in 2017. This is the K-Dot, the ductwork that I was really rocking with, bro. This won him a Pulitzer and all type of shit, man. Let's just be honest. It's his most commercially successful album to this day. It's higher than GNX, bro. This had Love on there, DNA. Sit down, bitch. Be humble. Sit down. Yeah. That nigga was spitting on that motherfucker. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Now, only 5 other albums did this. 2 was by Drake. 2 was by Post Malone. 1 by XXXTentacion and question mark, of course, and Juice WRLD, fam. This is historic. 10 billion streams. These motherfuckers owning the platforms. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. No diddy. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. NBA YoungBoy sued over a $1 million advance from Westside Merchandising, bro. They loaned him, they advanced him $1 million in 2023 as part of a licensing deal that gave them the exclusive rights to sell his merch online and at events. Look, bro, despite him securing a presidential pardon, the man has still not promoted the brand. Look, YB sent them a letter terminating their contract, said it was due to poor performance. Look, man, I ain't never heard of no motherfucking Westside Merchandising. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. But they gave him $1 million. They gave him $1 million, bro. You're contractually obligated to do what you gotta do for that money. But you know what? He just gave Lil Dump $1 million. So paying what you owe shouldn't be a team, fam. It shouldn't be a team. I don't think they want the whole million, but they want something. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Look, 50 Cent throwing shots at Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather. He say, damn, chump, you're pawning shit now? Look, they just hit my phone. They asked me if I want it. They say they want 80 for it. Hit me up right now, champ. Yeah, what's going on? Look, 50 is implying Floyd Mayweather, despite him saying he owns 100 some odd buildings in New York, that he's going broke. Floyd has already came out and talked about this, fam. Floyd has already came out and talked about this. Fuck what y'all talking about. The man bought his grandson a building in Diamond District. Florida is a long way from being broke. If being broke, like he say, is doing whatever you want to, owning a bunch of shit, yeah, he's broke. Look, man, get off the gas. Money Mayweather ain't broke. 50 Cent is gonna troll like he troll. Everybody wants to be the richest. Everybody, bro, you're taken care of. How poor can you really be? Drop it in the comments, man. And if it costs 80, if you don't want it no more, sell it. It is what it is, nigga. It's just merch. Drop it in the comments, man. Kodak Black accused of domestic violence. This coming from his baby mama, the one that was just awarded 8,500. A lot of people just said his ex. No, he has kids with this woman. Look, he ain't saying there's nothing, ain't saying what she's saying is true, but got to be some truth to it. Look, she say she's accusing him of beating her and causing severe injuries. Says he was manhandling her for years. At one point, he punched her in the face and dislocated her jaw. Didn't just say broke her jaw, he dislocated her jaw. She protected him from the cops. Look, she putting him on blast after the birthday fiasco in which she was charged, along with others, 5 felony counts of criminal mischief. Look, man, it's a lot going on over there. Yeah, it's a lot going on over there. Kodak Black, keep your hands to yourself. That's the best thing I can say about Yak. Why? Because it's like the boy that cried wolf. And he hit me, no he didn't. He hit me, no he didn't. But now when you're not fucking with him, he hit you and dislocated your jaw. You should have reported that shit. I'm just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments, man. DJ Academics throwing shots at Young Thug. He say Gunna took that formula and ran with it. He say the last one will outsell you, Scuddy. Says Gunna is on top of the game, one of the purest in the game. Doesn't do interviews, no talking, no gimmicks, just straight music. And will outsell Lil Baby too. He better turn his LP into an EP or he will be embarrassed. Look, DJ Academics always glazing his favorites, and guess what? He doing what he's supposed to do. I'm taking it like this, man. Um, they tried to get rid of old Gunna with the whole rat label, but they all took plea deals. And Gunna music, it ain't just my cup of tea, but the shit is hot, fam. Yeah, the shit is hot. When you want that vibe, you'll put on that Gunna these days and opt out of listening to that Young Thug shit. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drop it in the comments, fam. Taymor McIntyre, TK47, received a release date. Finally, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice has updated their records. He's projected to be released August 8, 2099. Look, he's 24 now. He'll be 74 years old upon release if he survives. Look, they gave TK that YN package. That YN package means you pass that motherfucking line, that gun line, boss. You pass that gun line, boss. It's no coming back for you, fam. 2099 over a fucking camera and a weak ass crime spree. Yeah. He did the race, all right. But turns out that man should have kept running. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. When you facing that much time, you can't never let him catch you. I'm just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Look, Finesse 2Times mother, his mother, fam, his T Jones, has launched a 6K GoFundMe to avoid eviction. Look, that's a lot of bills. I'm going to say that right there. It's a lot of bills. That ain't just from this month. If that's just from this month, she's been living well above her means. But let's just be honest. With the money that Finesse 2Times is always flexing, you would think he'd do the realest thing possible, the realest thing ever. Take care of your mother, fam. You take care of your mother. Fuck what everybody else is talking about. Fuck that. You know what I mean? Real shit, bro. You can't be online. You can't be online beefing with your mother and your brother and not these old lame ass niggas that was hitting your baby mama and all type of other shit behind the scenes. Man, let's just be honest. Let's just be real. It's too much family drama there, man. Pay the bill, nigga. Cat Williams was an on-air correspondent for the PGA Tour playoffs. This was the FedEx St. Jude Championship in Memphis, bringing attention and a new audience to the PGA Tour. Look, with two torn rotator cuffs, that man say he learned the game. Yeah, look, when the man say he tore his rotator cuffs, it was funny, man, because who actually pops both rotator cuffs in a push-up competition and all this other type of shit? Turns out the man wasn't lying. The man wasn't lying. He wasn't capping. They classify him as a 19 uh, handicap. Yeah, that's him. He say he could still swing in the 80s. You know what I mean? Real shit. Look, shout out Cat Williams. This is just him adding some other shit to his repertoire. You know what I mean? Shit, drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Shout out Cat Williams, fam. And Glizzy throwing shots at Lil Meech. This is after his homeboy 3 Luck say he fell asleep in the car with him, and while they got pulled over, Lil Meech threw everything illegal in his lap. Said it was for him. He woke up to 40 months in prison. You know what I mean? Look, bro. He say Lil Meech was saying, you didn't find the other stuff? What about the other stuff? Like he was giving the cops extra info. Look, bro, be quiet. Yeah, if you're a civilian, you have nothing to do with it. Be quiet, fam. You were doing all that because it was his. You know, and he's not wrong, fam. When you're the one that's getting money and you keeping these guys around that ain't really adding nothing to the plate, they're the fall guys. Y'all are the flunkies. Yeah, y'all can get mad because y'all didn't know what it was before y'all got pulled over. Lil Meech was supposed to tell them what it was, but yeah, you with the money, man. You're the flunky. You're taking the case all day. You know, it's just how it goes in the world, fam. Unfortunately, drop it in the comments. Lil Baby announces a release date for his Dominique album. Yeah. This motherfucker is still gonna come out. Originally, everybody thought he canceled it for the leaks. No, leaks is coming out while people were enjoying those leaked tracks. And they say the leaked tracks wasn't really the real thing, so he want to put that out just to build some momentum. Look, Wham sold 49K first week. It was terrible. Yeah, terrible. And you know how fans are. When they see low numbers, they think the music is whack. Some people won't even listen to it because of the numbers. Look, kind of what happened to NBA YoungBoy Make America Slime Again tour album, but it sold 52. But after listening to it, bro, it just wasn't it. Look, this man want to try to build momentum for this Dominique album, so he releasing leaks, bro. I just hope Dominique ain't. You can't afford 2 straight garbage albums, but the man say this will be his most prolific year ever. We'll see. Drop it in the comments. Aries Spears throwing shots at Faison Love. He say he a stupid motherfucker with a body shaped like a penis head. He say the man got far too much going on to be doing Vlad interviews, talking shit. He say he will blow his ass into smithereens, into oblivion, comedy-wise. Look, bro, he's a little fat fucking booger that's just talking shit. Look, Aries Spears is kind of right. Faison Love threw a fucking credit card reader at a woman and made her get a concussion, fam. He say he didn't know all that had happened, but come on, fam. You doing all that because you wanted a discounted room rate that you seen on the internet? Them people told you they couldn't honor the shit. The best thing you could have did was walk your big ass out of there, you fat bastard, and go find you somewhere else to stay. Not a man that's facing 7 years in prison. Yeah, Aries Spears right. Man got way too much going on to be talking that bullshit. Drop it in the comments, fam. Scars from the playground. Jake Paul throwing shots at Piers Morgan. He say you will be sued if you keep saying my fights are staged. Look, this started when Piers Morgan told Jake he couldn't beat Tyson at his prime. Tyson would have killed him. Jake say he begged to differ. Look, Piers Morgan didn't stop there, fam. He say the men go for fighters that are way beyond their prime, old fighters that don't even got it no more. Like, yeah, it does make money and it's a little entertainment there, but it don't show you how Jake Paul really stacks up to current boxers. You know what? Jake Paul has been fighting, man. He's been fighting and he's been winning. But no. He has never fought nobody that's really into the sport. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Piers Morgan got a point, my nigga. At this point, if you're gonna be a fighter, you can't just be a YouTube fighter, man. You gotta fight some real fighters, man. Some people that really want to fight, that's really looking to kick your ass. It can't be all about the money, fam. If you really want to be respected in the sport of boxing, drop it in the comments, man.
Look, finesse 2 times mama facing eviction. She say this like the 3rd time this shit has happened. After falling out with him, he's refusing to help her with the bill. She's $6,000 under. Started a GoFundMe page to make $6,000. Now, when I checked this, she was up to about $300-400 after about 25 donations. But look, this shouldn't be happening. Yeah, this shouldn't be happening, bro. Every time somebody get the bag, they want to hold their nuts on their people, fam. This is more, look, man, this is some hoe ass shit. Yeah, this is some hoe ass shit, fam. Thou should always take care of one's mother. You know what I mean? Look, the fathers fucking, you know, they ain't do half of what they were supposed to do. He didn't even have no father around. But come on, fam. You can't be beefing with your brother, your mama, all this type of shit publicly. It's some corny ass goofy shit. It makes you a goofy finesse 2 times. Pay the bill, Phil. Yeah, pay the bill, fool.
Sean Diddy Combs will not receive a presidential pardon for Donald Trump.
Sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. He's still in jail or something, but he was celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, you know, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you, sir.
Yeah, and it's hard, you know, like you, we're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
But more likely a no for Combs,
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
No time soon. Donald Trump said he's not into it. He said at first him and Diddy was kind of cordial. They were cool. Once he ran for office, he said the man said some pretty hostile things about him. Hey, you know, he's only human. He tried not to be biased with how he feels about shit, but he's only human. He don't see it happening. He can't do it. You know what I mean? Look, all bullshit to the side though, Diddy is gonna find his way up out that bitch. Now they saying these charges actually got him facing up to 20 years. They want to give him something for this, even though it don't seem like he's supposed to have much for this. The man offered him $50 million to get out. Ain't got no answer to it yet, but come on, man, I'm obliged to believe the state is gonna take that money. Drop it in the comments, fam. Shout out Trump, because he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy, fam. Look, Busta Rhymes denies assault allegations. Look, his former assistant is suing Trevor Smith. That's his real name. I never knew he was a Trevor. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. I hate to go off script, but I never knew this man's name was Trevor. That makes me look at Trevor quite different, but I will use his real name. Look, Trevor subjected him to beatings, assaulted him, intentionally inflicted him with emotional distress, along with wage and hour violations, garnishments. You know what I mean? The man said he was making next to nothing. One point, his daughter called, he answered the phone. Bitch, didn't I tell you to stay off the phone? Trevor hit him with a 2-piece. Boom, boom. Then it knocked him out cold. He was, I think he was facing 3 assault charges for that. Look, this shit heating up. Busta Rhymes said ain't nothing but a shakedown. Look, Tokyo Tony throwing shots at 50 Cent. She say he's sad as hell. Yeah, a poor excuse for a man, a petty motherfucker. She say he's emasculated. All he do is pick arguments with bitches. Ain't had no mother, ain't had no father, so she's not surprised how Boo Boo then turned out. Look, man, look, I like Tokyo Tony. I gotta admit, just being honest, just being real. Look, she say all he do is sit around and find ways to talk about people on that bullshit. You know what I mean? She's tired of old cutters, Boo Boo. She's tired of Boo Boo. Yeah, real shit. Look, 50 Cent ain't responded just yet, but I'm sure he's gonna catch wind of this. Look, man, I'm just here to laugh. I mean, yeah, I'm just here to laugh. That's it. I just want me a little laugh. Drop it in the comments, man. Diddy request to perform at Madison Square Garden. Yeah, Madison Square Garden. Look, his $50 million bill offer was denied. He's gonna have to sit in that bitch until sentencing. That is in October. But look here, fam. They trying to get him to where he's getting like a home detention type of situation so he can avoid the whole prison thing. He's already planning his comeback. Yeah, bro, everybody that's rocking with him gonna be on that stage in Madison Square Garden. Why? They need the money for one. For one, they need the money. And for two, come on, my nigga, they need they need the publicity. You know what I mean? Who are we kidding? You know what I mean? Look, Diddy say he's about to perform a welcome back party, Sean John edition. Everybody that's anybody is gonna be there. Drop it in the comments. YNW Melly criminal trial delayed until 2027. You look, this is a double murder trial for the 2018 deaths of YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser. They say that man set it up to look like it was a drive-by. Yeah, everything lined up. If you ask me, I'm just being honest, just being real. The man was caught in 2019. First trial was a mistrial. This retrial, look, they going through some things, man. They going through some things. He's been trying to get out on bail along with suing the Broward sheriff's office. So it's a lot of shit at play right now. But they've been looking to start January 2027 if it ain't no more hiccups. But you got to understand what this man is fighting for. Right now, he is fighting for his life. He knows something. He must say something to get out of there. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Dave Blunt's plans to crowd surf at his next concert. Look, he say he's been working out. He's been really focused on his health going in. We've all seen Dave Blunt's lifting a little 10 pounders. Look, that's more than he was doing. So you got to salute him. But look, he said this new concert, he's going to be standing up the whole show. He's not going to be sitting down puffing his little gas, his oxygen. Not this show. He's going to be standing up, and the paramedics are going to be on the sideline watching this whole thing, not only for him in case he pass out, but for the fans too, while he plans to crowd surf. He plans to crowd surf. Look, I hope he don't do it. Real shit. I pray he don't do it. No. Just being real. I pray this man don't do that, because guess what? He's gonna fuck some people up. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. That's all we talking about here. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Shannon Sharp settled a $20 million defamation lawsuit, fam. Come on, man. The man just paid Gabriel Zuniga $23 million, sold 50% of his stake in his show to do it. Now, we don't know if he's dipping back in that bag. Who knows? But the $20 million defamation lawsuit has been dismissed. He paid that out on the back end. You know what I mean? Look, bro, say what you want about that man. You know what I mean? Say what you want about him. But I got to salute him, because he's playing the game to win, fam. He's paying it out.
Look, a lot of these cases, they take you for everything you got, fam. The man is still talking and he's paying the bill. All right there, that's the only thing that matters. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. This is America. You paid for it. It's dismissed. They might not see you the same, but does it matter? Because you're not broke. Drop it in the comments, fam. BG, they call him Hot Boy BG now, throwing shots at Turk. Look, he say that nigga know what he did last summer. I'ma leave it at that. I know what you did last summer type shit. Look, bro, I wanna know. Inquiring minds wanna know, bro, what did he do last summer? I originally thought these two was beefing because he had some t-shirts or some shit and didn't send BG the money. I don't know, fam. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Nobody knows. But Turk has left the Hot Boy reunion tour. Left it. They wasn't paying him. They were paying him crumbs. Yeah, paying them next to nothing to get up there with BG side-eyed and the whole night. You know, shit, man. Look, BG don't like him. He say he know what he did last summer. Look, inquiring minds want to know. Drop it in the comments. Hot Boy BG came out of jail kind of zesty, but he didn't straighten out since then. You know what I mean? I guess he had to get used to what 2025 was 2024, should I say. He had to get used to the year. He left a while ago. You know what I mean? I don't know what they doing now. Just drop it in the comments, y'all. Scars on the playground. L.B. Shore memoir, Do You Believe Me Now? Delayed by publisher Simon and Schuster. They delayed it, fam. He was supposed to detail the truth about Diddy and the death and his involvement in the death of Ken Porter. Well, look here, bro. Everything was good about a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago, everything was all right. When it looked like Diddy might be in there forever. Right now, that man is getting out and still has power behind the scenes, man. These people don't want no parts of it. If that's all you gonna focus on, they can no longer, you know, here's it. They can no longer budget this product, not this particular one. You got to go in there and make some changes. And if it's still good, you would have a deal. You know what I mean? I don't know what this means for that money they done paid them up front for now. Look, drop it in the comments. Did it coming out? Ain't nobody trying to take parts in it, dog. Drop it in there. Just being honest, just being real. Erica Banks was arrested at the airport in Atlanta. Look, she was boarding a flight to come back to the H, fam. She was coming back home. You know, just be honest, just be real. She was coming back home. As they checked her baggage, X-rated, it was a pistol, Smith & Wesson, in her Louis luggage. Yeah, they arrested her. But she was out before they even got her laces, man. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real now. It ain't no case like she's still in there and she was trying to get a gun. Allegedly, it was for the security. What security? Who knows? But she did not know it was in that bag. Nobody, bro, people from Houston are not that fucking stupid, fam. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, fam. You're not trying to sneak a gun through the airport, fam. You know for a fact you damn near gonna get your bag checked some type of way, fam. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Young Thug throwing shots at Gunna. Gunna announced that this last one album was his final album on YSL. Well, look here. Thugger talking his shit. Thugger gonna do what Thugger gonna do. You know what I mean? He gonna find some way to say something. He say nobody wanna WNNA hear that shit. Well, it looks like people do. You know what I mean? The man got a song that's booming on 97.9 right now. I'm just being honest. It ain't just my cup of tea like that, but I gotta be honest. The people want to hear Gunna more than they want to hear Young Thug in 2025. It's just like that, fam. That's just the truth. The man took the formula and ran with it. They thought the snitch shit was gonna stop him, but they all signed plea deals. He just did his a little quicker. And he went up since then. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, fam. Gunna is winning. I just hope that you Scuddy got something, because the people waiting on it, fam. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.